So this is the Board of Health meeting of June 17th, 2026. And we have a quorum consisting of me, Catherine Hilton, Arlene Reed, Wim Levine, and Garrett Simonson. We are hoping that Noreen Pease will join us. And we also have our board member-elect, Claire Pless. So let's get the old minutes out of the way. Are they acceptable? Did they seem not too brief?
No, I thought they were good.
They were
Yeah.
fine with me.
Same.
Okay. Does somebody want to move to accept them?
I'll move to approve the minutes of the previous meeting.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion? All in favor? Arlene?
Yes.
Wim?
Yes.
Garrett?
Yes.
Kat, yes. So that's as unanimous as we can be without Noreen, and she wasn't here anyway last time, so she probably wouldn't vote. With respect to the last meeting, I had some conversation with the person whose septic system was in question. And she was understandably upset and angry. And so I told her that she had some options, possibly. I said she could, if she could get all of her neighbors to produce water test results that were clean, I said we would probably be forced to pass the system regardless of any concerns about the septic tank. Or alternatively, she could appeal it to the Department of Environmental Protection that might see things differently. She did not respond to that, but she did ask just today about the Betterment Loan Program. We still do have a little bit of money in that, but I don't know yet how much. It's meant to repair failed septic systems. And so this is kind of a weird borderline case, but it might be something that we could use. I mean, that money's been sitting there for many years, and it seems like we could use it. So I will, for the next meeting, look into that, see what money we have to lend out, and we can think about how this might or might not be an appropriate case for a betterment loan. Obviously, back in the day when we were giving these loans right and left, we tried not to give them to somebody who was just going to turn around and sell the property and repay the loan immediately, because that just tied up the money and it didn't come back to us, right, essentially. So if anybody has any thoughts about that right now, I'd like to hear them. If not, we'll just take it up next time.
Do you recall what the process is, that like the application process? I mean, does it come before the board
Yes,
for approval?
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I mean,
The
I would tend to think we'd be inclined to support approval for it, given the position that we took on the septic system. So
Mhm, mhm. It's entirely administered by the board. Nobody else really has any input into it. So we would probably have a certain amount of discretion in how to use the funds and how to, how to justify using them if we wanted to do that. Any other thoughts on that? Well, to be continued.
Okay.
So we have a simple well permit application for 45 Plaza Road, which is Kathy Carey's house. And apparently they've been using a spring all these years. And I don't know the details on it, if it's running dry or what. I think it must be, because the well driller told me they're begging me for a well. And so I have an application for it and everything seems perfectly in order. Everything, the the leach field is 150 feet away. The septic tank looks like 125 feet away. It's 200 feet from the road. It's it's more than 200 feet from the house. It seems
Mhm.
pretty simple to me.
Yeah.
Any questions or comments on that?
Who are they using?
What are they using? They've been using a
No.
spring. Oh, I'm
No,
sorry.
no. What company? What well company?
Who are they using? Cushing.
Hmm. Seems pretty straightforward. I'm surprised they've been using a spring. I haven't. Have you ever heard of that?
No, not here.
Yeah.
But they're real old timers here, so
Yeah.
who knows what else what else is lurking back there.
Right.
Sounds like Patsy Carson.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, right. It's not quite as primitive as that.
Yeah.
Okay, shall we vote to approve this application?
I move to approve the application as you've described it, Kent.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Is that you, Wim?
Yep.
Okay. Any further discussion? All right. All in favor? Arlene?
Yes.
Wim?
Yes.
Garrett?
Yes.
Kat? Yes. Okay, I'll get that.
Rather see them with a well than to be using a spring with who knows what. I don't know.
Well, they've been using it all this time, so I guess it's pretty healthy.
I suppose.
It might be actually really nice water. Who knows?
Yeah.
So we have an application for a septic system repair at 760 Pratt Corner Road. But it hasn't been reviewed yet. Let me tell you what I know about it. Well, possibly nothing.
Mhm.
4-bedroom house, 466 gallons per day, calculated daily flow. New. What does 2C mean? I don't know. Anyway, a new tank, D-box, and leach field. There's no request for any local upgrade approvals. It looks pretty simple. They paid the permit. They had a perk test last year, but I don't think that they've paid our fee for that. So I will collect that before anything else happens. Would you like to authorize me to issue this permit once all our requirements are met? Those requirements being that they would pay all the fees they owe, and we would have a positive review from either Megan or Mike or Anna in Greenfield.
Yes.
Is that a motion, Wim?
Yeah, I move to approve that pending all the requirements being met.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay, any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote. All in favor, Arlene,
Yes.
Wim,
Yes.
Garrett,
Yes.
Kat, yes. Okay. There goes that. Before we get into all the heavy stuff, I went to a district meeting yesterday and informed them that Shutesbury is planning to withdraw from the district and at town meeting next spring. And we voted on a budget, which is a level budget from last year, which of course last year I don't think we spent a single penny of it because we didn't have a health agent. They're trying to find another health agent, but it seems unlikely. So I'm going to we're going to have another meeting in which we talk about with the Irving town administrator about how we can redirect the funds that normally would go to the district to the collaborative. And so I'll be working on getting that in order over the next few months, I guess. That's really all there is to say. LWAC. Haley, in her infinite wisdom, is trying to completely reorganize LWAC, and apparently, I don't know if it's happened or not. If it is, LWAC is going to be very upset because. In any case, we need to revote on our representative. I am perfectly willing to do it unless somebody else wants to be the one. Don't all speak at once. I don't mind doing it. I suppose we should just go ahead and vote. I'm told we're supposed to vote on everything. So I'm just going to streamline this. I'm going to nominate myself. And if somebody will second me.
Second.
Right. Anybody who fails to second me will have to do it herself. All in favor? Arlene?
Yes.
Wim?
Yes.
Garrett?
Yes,
Do I vote for myself?
I think so.
Hmm?
I say so. Go for it.
Okay, Cat, yes. Okay, there it is. All right. Now, Arlene, can you fill us in on the situation with a potential?
I will try. Yes. So back in January, I think it was, a representative from the Jewish community of Amherst contacted the board and at that time contacted Cat and indicated that because they are reaching the limits of their burial spaces in the cemetery that they currently own and operate on Leverett Road, they are exploring the purchase of a new parcel of land to expand their capacity for burials. And this new parcel of land that they're checking out is across Leverett Road and to the west or downhill from their current site. And it is property that is owned by Kohl's and is the part of the property that had been proposed for the solar installation that is not going to happen. So that has produced a long list of questions about what needs to happen from here. So Kat was kind of up to her eyeballs with other things at the time and passed this task along to me, and I accepted that. And I've been trying to clarify what they need, what steps they need to go through in order to achieve their goal. And so my communication with the so I first of all explored the Mass General laws, and I think I have anyway, they need to have a wetlands determination done. They need to have soil evaluations done by a certified soil evaluator. And if there are no problems with the site, then we need to have an open hearing with notice to abutters about the proposed use of this plot of land. And if the Board of Health were to approve it, then it needs to be approved by the town. And it has been unclear to me whether approval by the town means select board, town administrator, or annual town meeting. And I have put that question to the town admin and town council, and I have not heard anything back from them about who would be the approving body. But at any rate, let me, if I may, share my screen. Let's see.
Okay, if I can figure out how to do that. I'll stop my screen share and
Oh, here we go. Oh, it's not turned on. Okay. I'm sending a request to you. Maybe that.
okay. Oh, okay.
And while you're doing that, I think the answer is town meeting.
Oh, and how
ba-
do you know that?
Based on what they had to do in 1979, they had to go
Okay.
to town meeting, and also based on a document that MAHB has related to cemeteries and Board of Health regulations.
Okay. All right. So, share. Okay.
You got the share button at the bottom of the screen?
Yeah, I'm running into system settings issues. Let me try it again. Okay. Here we go. Okay. So Kat just today shared this sketch with me, and she said that the representative from JCA sent it to her. Today was the first time I have seen this. But anyway, what they are looking at a 10-acre parcel of land. And this is Leverett Road down here. Montague Road is off the outside of this sketch to the right. They are looking at a 10-acre parcel, but they would only buy 5 acres of it. In other words, they're trying to determine which part of the 10 acres is the most suitable. So they have a soil evaluator lined up, but the soil evaluator wants to hold off until it becomes very clear whether there are any special requirements when the use of the property, the proposed use is a cemetery. So they're looking for guidance about how many test pits they need to do. Kat's shared sketch has this 1.5-acre parcel outlined, but I believe that this is because the frontage of the parcel that they're looking at is on Montague Road, but they want a driveway off of Leverett Road. And Coles, according to the representative, whose name is Karen, according to her, Coles is willing to grant them an easement for a driveway to access the part that they do purchase. So I've sent an inquiry to Karen today saying, is that what this 1.5 is? Is the easement to a larger back property? And I have not heard back from her, but I believe that's what's going on. Anyway, here, are you able to see this town of Shutesbury
Yes.
right now? Okay. So this, according to this map, this is 200 and some acres. The 296 acres is this lot 15, this parcel 15. And I believe it is a 10-acre stretch out of this that they are exploring. and would purchase 5. So it's a very small portion of this. And this frontage that's over here on Montague Road is what qualifies for whatever frontage the planning board has told them, according to Karen, the planning board has told them that they're okay with respect to frontage. I've looked at the planning board meeting minutes and I don't see any reference to them okaying that they've got the frontage. Anyway, so this is full of unknowns. And I have sent an inquiry to a person whose name is Sean Gonsalves on the Western District of DEP to ask him about how many test pits in a 10-acre parcel they should be planning on doing. And I have not had a response yet. I put the question into Google, and I'm chagrined to say that AI told me that for this purposes of this proposed use, that the soil evaluator should do 2 to 3 test pits per acre. So 20 to 30 test pits total if they're evaluating 10 acres. And this is on a parcel of land that is wooded. So that is a huge undertaking. And I'm trying to get confirmation that this is what they really would be required to do. But so far, I don't have it. Also, with respect to the wetlands determination, they've got this roaring brook going through the center of this, so they're going to need to stay, I'm sure, well back from that. So I don't know what portion of this they'd be evaluating. But
Well, not only that, it looks like if the access is on Montague Road, they would have to cross a tributary to Roaring Brook
right,
to
and
get to it.
but they are asking, and it sounds like according to Karen, Coles is willing to give them an easement to access easement off of Leverett Road. So it might be through here, or
Right,
it
that,
be,
that's where it would be probably.
pardon,
Between 101 and 102?
or between 103 and 104. This is also owned by Coles.
Yeah,
Oh, I see.
that's where I think it's gonna be in that spot.
And this
and-
lines up more with the sketch that Kat provided with
Right.
where there's this 10 feet of frontage that I think allows just for the easement for them to get a driveway in there.
And just for clarification, Kat, if somebody watches this video, this is a sketch that was done for when it was going to be solar. Those are not plots, burial.
Right, no,
proposed
I
burial
think
plots.
that's
Yep.
These
This
are
is the
solar
solar. This was
array.
the solar sketch. Yep.
Yeah, I believe these are solar panels.
Right.
So,
Right, and if you bring that back, if you go a little bit to the right, here, let me put my glasses on, if you go back.
I'm sorry, the other one, this
Yeah.
one? Okay,
Yes, stay there. So we see this spot between 103 and 104, right? And then we go to the right, 71, 770, and across the street, that horseshoe, that's the existing Jewish
Right.
cemetery.
Yes.
Okay, so it is quite close, and one would think that they'd want to be on the right side rather than the left, but who knows?
Mhm.
I mean, they're gonna have to see which is more appropriate.
So it's just, I'm not getting responses so far from DEP. It occurred to me that I might want to be in touch with FERCog with the same question about how many test pits would this organization be required to arrange for, or how many would the soil evaluator be asked to perform, given the proposed use of the property. So anyway, this lies ahead of us over the course of the next year, or a little less than a year, I suppose. They are not in any rush to do this. This is a long range plan, but they have engaged the soil evaluator and the wetlands determination, so it sounds like they are moving along.
Mhm.
Um,
Do you know if they've been in touch with Concom?
well, she said to me, we're getting a wetlands determination done, so I believe that means my original communication with her was that they needed to be in touch with Concom.
Mhm.
I should check Concom's minutes the way I check planning board's minutes, but I have not done that.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know what more to say, except that this is a complex. Oh, I should also say that given the uh, burial practices within their organization, this essentially, it comes down to being green burials because they do not, the requirements of a traditional Jewish burial are very much aligned with that of green burial. I have notes on that if people want to know further about that aspect of it.
See, we heard a lot about it last time.
Yeah, embalming is forbidden. The body is buried in a plain wooden coffin or shroud. Coffins have no metal parts. Earth contact is desired. No concrete vaults or grave liners typically are used, but if they are, they include holes to allow direct contact with the soil. So biodegradable containers, yeah. So it essentially boils down to green burial.
Right.
They did use concrete vaults or have used them in their most of the burials in the existing cemetery because the soil conditions there were particularly sandy, and the whoever they were working with, their excavator or somebody required them. So they did go ahead with concrete vaults, but I think that means they put holes in them as I described a moment ago.
Right. Mhm. Um, oh, I see. So let me go back where you are. Just looking at the scale here. So you can see where the current cemetery is. It's T115 there, and it's got the horseshoe.
Mhm.
That is 2 acres.
Mhm.
So approximately. So it's going to be a fairly small chunk out of
Yeah.
this gigantic piece.
Right. So it could be that this sketch that you sent along, I don't know, that might be, could that be 10 acres? Because they, as I said, they're exploring 10 acres to determine the 5 that they would purchase.
Well, if that's 1.5 down there,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess so.
Suppose. And Roaring Brook, which you can see very clearly here.
Mhm.
I'm not, I can see it, I can see part of it on this map, but it's very indistinct. I think it comes in, here it is.
Oh, yeah.
Can you see my cursor?
Mm-hmm.
That says Roaring Brook. So Roaring Brook is up near the top of this parcel, and they would clearly need to, and I think it continues. I'm not sure which of these lines marks Roaring Brook, but
Yeah,
continue.
those look like contour lines.
Yeah, I know. I'm not sure, but up here it's these longer dashes that represent Roaring Brook.
Oh, no, then the one with the long dash that's,
Might be its
yeah, that might be it.
So they would need to stay well back from that. I think it's
It's 200 feet.
quote me on it, but I think it might be 200 feet from.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
Yeah.
is.
right. And then their setback to wells is assuming planned density of fewer than 50 graves per acre. their
Yep.
setback from the wells will be 300 feet. And
Okay.
the wells, there's a significant number of wells in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Because if you look on the corner of Montague Road and Leverett Road, number 13 there, that's Penny Kim's house. There are 5 houses going down Montague Road, and there are 5 houses going down Leverett Road. These other lots, I don't think I don't think they're built, but that's a lot of wells that they have to be sure to accommodate.
Yes. And so we have ahead of us, although who knows when, prospects of a public hearing with notice to abutters. And we might anticipate a lot of concern from abutters, such as we've had, concern over here in the current cemetery from the abutter to the east. We might see a host of
Right. At least in this case, we'll be able to apply the DEP guidelines because it's new construction, and we'll want to do that, obviously.
Mhm.
Whereas we couldn't even consider that on the other side of the street.
So I hope to get clarification, like I said, about the number of deep holes that need to be dug, whether
Mhm.
that's going to come from DEP or whether FERCog may be a source of information. It's to be determined, but I will try to keep you all posted and communicate with Karen. And then I will try to confirm with planning board that they in fact feel no concerns about frontage in this case. And
I imagine that the reason they said they have no concerns, even though it doesn't show up in their minutes, is that um, they have it by right. If they have 10 feet frontage on some road,
Yeah.
that it's good enough. That's my guess.
strangely, though, when I went to check the minutes of the planning board, you know how many sets of minutes I found start for all of 2026? Two,
Hmm.
two sets of minutes.
Gee, I thought I was slow.
Yeah. So,
No, there it is. On this note, Garrett made an interesting point when when he saw this on the agenda, he called to find out what it was. And he made an interesting observation about deep holes on the other side of the street. Garrett, take it away.
Yeah, so in 1979, when they were seeking approval of that site for a cemetery, I think they did a total of 9
and
across the 2 acres.
two
But
acres.
as far based on all of the research I did at that time when this was coming up for us, there is no number of holes per acre standard
Okay.
or rule or regulation, even at the state level, per acre. The only thing, and today I did a little bit more research, and even nationally, I think the only thing I could find was Arkansas had a, 1 hole per acre rule, but that there really isn't that. So in many respects, that was probably exceeding any sort of expectation for that 115 parcel, to do 9 samples there.
Huh.
But I would think that we would want for there to at least be 1 hole per acre, or maybe even better, 2 per burial section. Um,
What are you considering a burial section when you say
well, so like if it's or a phase, like burial section or phase. So if they're gonna sort of phase it in, and they're gonna start burials in, one section of if they're gonna do 5 acres, and they're gonna first focus on 1 acre and move throughout. I don't know how they would draw up what it looks like, so within 5 acres, it might not be the full 5 acres that they're using, but they have, you think if you drive into a cemetery that it's not all burial plots.
Mhm.
Um,
Right.
so, so I
Yeah.
think we could explore something like that since there isn't, as far as I can tell, a standard. And then the other thing I was going to say is Andrew Kelly at DEP is who we did a lot of conversation with when we were first talking about the original or the original cemetery.
I'm sorry, say his name again.
Andrew Kelly, and
Okay.
I think he's still at DEP, and I'll circulate his email. He was involved in the conversations as it relates to the public water supply of the school.
Mhm.
And while DEP wouldn't probably be involved because of the distance from the public water supply of the school, they may have to be involved in some approvals as it relates to the tributaries, depending
Mhm.
on where in that 10 acres they decide to go. So DEP may still have a role in doing some approval.
Do we know the statutory setbacks of burial to surface water?
Hmm.
I do not know. I don't know off the top of my head, but and it is Mass General Law, Title 16, chapter. I have the title, chapter, and section um, written down. Let's see. I don't have the figures, but I can pursue that.
Okay. Of course, Concom will have their own setback requirements from the stream,
For
um,
any wetlands.
for any kind of construction or digging even.
Mhm.
And that would probably be 100 feet, possibly 200, depending on what it's like, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I will, like I said, I'm trying to pull together confirmed pull together and confirm information that I've accessed one way or the other, and I will keep you all posted. But I'll be gone for 3 weeks, so
So, well, they said they weren't in a hurry, so
yeah.
we can just let it ride. Another thing we can find out from the planning board is with that frontage on Montague Road, do they have to have road access there, or can that just be frontage? I mean, I don't know if it has a practical application or if it's just a matter of having a certain amount of frontage on the road.
Yeah, that I was hoping to find that from their minutes, but saw nothing
Right.
regarding that. So I may just, my next door neighbor is on the planning board. I may call him and
Oh, yeah,
he knows if he recalls anything.
good idea.
But how much clearer I will get before I leave town is, I don't know. I'll do
Well,
my,
don't worry about it because they're not in a hurry.
yeah. Although I guess they've got this soil evaluator lined up. And I think that person's name is Steve Mabee, Mabee. And um, I guess he's from UMass. And she said to me that he not only is a certified soil evaluator, but he trains other soil evaluators.
Uh,
But Steve maybe did not know how he should proceed. So I guess he's kind of hanging, waiting to hear how many how he should proceed. I would think that he had some resources he could tap into to to find this answer, better.
One would think, or maybe there, as Garrett suggested, there isn't an answer.
Maybe
Maybe,
there's an answer, yeah.
it's up to our discretion
Yeah.
to set this.
Yeah.
You mind if I just pitch in real quick?
Please do.
Because I know Steve maybe personally.
Okay.
He's retired Massachusetts state geologist.
Oh,
And so that's kind of where he came from, like
Mhm.
his the current Massachusetts state geologist, I don't know if it'll help, is Brian Yellen, Yellen. And I think he lives in Leverett, but he's another person that might have that same knowledge as Steve.
mhm.
Thank you.
So
Yes, Claire, feel free to pitch in whenever you have anything. This is why we recruited you for the Board of Health, because you know geology.
yeah, and Claire, your perspective on this is going to be so helpful and important to us. I mean, the green burial guidance, the state green burial guidance calls for an abbreviated soil geological evaluation by a Mass DEP certified soil evaluator within the proposed burial plot, burial area to determine, and Claire, you can help us with this, ESHWT.
Oh, we know that. That's the estimated seasonal high groundwater table.
Yeah, well, I didn't. Soil profile to about 4 feet,
Mhm.
soil
Oh.
variability, and depth to shallow bedrock, ledge, or other limitations. It does not prescribe a number.
It doesn't
Of
prescribe a
holes.
number of test pits,
Right.
just deep holes. Okay.
Claire, do you have any thought about that, about the number of test pits, how variable the plot might be?
I don't really. I feel like, especially here, we probably have, I would think depth to ledge or bedrock might not be that deep. So that's kind of my thought is I'm not sure. There's a lot of it's kind of hilly topography back there, so I don't really know exactly what would be right or anything like that.
So
It
when,
could be, I mean, if there were a minimum standard, the ultimate number of test holes could be contingent on what's found in the first one or two. Like if they seem like they are barely suitable, more could be required.
I could also imagine that context would be important, and so like knowing how many pits could be related to what the plot looks like, that might be the sort of thing that somebody who is certified to do that work know, like maybe Steve maybe or somebody like that is somebody to just ask about it too, in terms of if he doesn't know the number of holes, but you could say like, is it relative to what the land looks like? Would that make a difference for number of holes? Like if something's much flatter and uniform, is it going to be different from something that's more hilly and wooded? And would that be something that context would be important for the person who's certified to know in order to tell how many holes are needed?
Mhm.
that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
So is there anything that we can tell Karen about, or tell Steve maybe about what we want, what we suggest? It sounds like it's up to us essentially. And the fact that we don't know how many is a good number. I mean, it seems like, I don't know.
I mean, no one has asked us that question yet, so doesn't it? It seems like maybe there's some other steps first, with the Concom. I mean, they're gonna this group is gonna hire their own analyst for the wetlands,
The
right?
wetlands delineator, yeah.
Yeah, but I would imagine Concom will also weigh in on that. Would they review that finding?
I imagine they would, and you're making a good point, Wim. Um, what they find and what Concom determines is really going to limit where in
Absolutely.
this parcel
Right,
they
it
can
can
even
certainly
start doing
narrow
it.
down, it might very much narrow down the eligible or
Acreage.
appropriate
Yeah.
acreage.
Yeah,
And it might even narrow it down to under that 10 acres that they were thinking of exploring. And yeah,
right. Hmm. Well,
And they'll want to get that done. I mean, they can't do that in the winter, so if it's not done during this growing season, it'll have to be next growing season. I mean, they want to see what species are there. So
right,
it's not a wintertime thing.
right. Um, yeah, they might be well advised to do that first.
Yeah, I would think so.
okay. So
I mean, particularly if it's heavily wooded, as you say, I mean, to get heavy equipment in there to dig the test holes might even be a challenge. Who knows?
right, and they should not be wasting their time on deep holes in an area that's not eligible from a wetlands
Yeah,
perspective.
Right.
Yeah. All right,
Right.
so I
makes
will try to contact Karen tomorrow and clarify whether or not they've been in touch with Concom. And if they have not, then I would encourage them to do so and maybe begin to narrow down the appropriate acreage for doing test pits. And then from there, I don't know how we arrive at a number of test pits per acre. Is it one or is it more than one? And in what guidance we want to give them, or requirements we want to pass along to them.
Remember too that how many acres did you say this whole yellow parcel is?
According to this,
Like 200?
the acreage is, it's down here somewhere, 296, almost 297.
So,
All of
so,
it. But it may be this lot that they're looking at.
or yeah, it may be that not all of the parcel is for sale and they don't have their pick of it. They said they were looking at 10 acres and they want to buy 5. So presumably there's a 10-acre subdivision here that's available and we don't know what it is.
Right. This, when I look at the acreage on this, it still tells me 296.8. So I don't know what the heck, that maybe they're talking about the two parcels, 53 and 15 together. I don't really know, but
Yeah, 53 maybe part of the total. Because this is they call it a Z lot where where several parcels are
Yeah.
put together and considered a single thing.
Yeah, because it still comes up to whatever I said, 296.8 or something like that.
Yeah.
Here. So that may be exactly what's going on there. And maybe it even includes more, like maybe it even puts it together with this. This is, yeah, see, if I go up here to this one, 17, it still says it's 296.8.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're
This
talking about
thing.
some large conglomeration of property owned by Coles.
Well, yeah, notice it mentions they have 19 abutting properties, and basically they own the whole thing back there. So
Yeah.
what they're offering potentially for sale is a fairly small portion here, and we don't know exactly what the boundaries are. That may
But
be
knowing they want this access driveway, if you will, from Leverett Road, it suggests they're looking at something proximate to Leverett Road.
yeah, certainly, and certainly that it seems like that would be part of it, that number 53. Now, looking at across the street at 115,
Hmm.
that 53 looks like it's maybe 2.5 acres.
Right. So, but their purchase may not be constrained by the lot number, that
Right,
they may be going with something like this,
right.
you know.
And they'll have to go through the process of subdividing too.
Yes. Yeah. Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, that's something that goes on with I think mainly the assessor's office. The planning board might get involved in it too. I'm not sure. So that's an interesting point. If that's about half of it, potentially.
Mhm.
Um,
Or maybe
and
11.
if it were centered
I mean, then
on that 53, then it would be pretty far from those streams.
yeah, and it could extend, that 296 could extend all the way up to here,
Yeah,
because that is also Coles.
yeah,
So
it's
if
not very
they're
clear.
listing all of these collected, in one total acreage figure,
Yeah,
yeah, it could go all the way up to up up there. So
yeah.
it is a pretty small portion of all of this that they're looking
Mhm.
at. So,
Right. So if they were going to be in the neighborhood of that 53, they would be at least far from Roaring Brook.
yeah, right.
All right. Well, Arlene, I'm really grateful for all the work you're doing on this.
Well, I feel like I've caused some confusion along the way, but it's primarily to
You didn't
myself.
cause it, you just uncovered it.
But I'll try to straighten it out.
Great.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mhm. I will stop sharing.
Okay. Do we have any other reports or anything or updates that anybody wants to tell? I had the
I just heard this evening about some movement on the Greg Steve property.
no way.
Yeah. So,
Do tell.
What'd you hear?
well, the select board has been contacted and they have found I may not be relating this accurately, so I don't want to misrepresent it, but the owner was found in default of their taxes, and the town is contemplating taking that property.
Mhm.
That's a kind of two-edged sword, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
then if they take it, then it'll be ours.
Yes,
And
so
the
it would,
cost of demolition would be ours.
exactly. So that's sort of the trade-off. It'll get done, but I imagine the town would be on the hook for the cost of remediation there. So, um,
Hmm.
but it sounds like there are other parties who have had it with this.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I was wondering really when the select board was going to get into it because a while back I told Haley that we weren't going to deal with it anymore and the select board was going to have to take it. And it's taken a little bit of time.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I would hate to see them lose it, and maybe will be enough to light a fire under them.
I don't know.
But if
I
that's
don't
what
know.
it takes. So did this happen at the select board in an open select board meeting, or is this like back channel stuff?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure. I don't know.
Okay. So maybe I can look into that and watch the video.
Mhm.
Cool.
Yeah, and maybe it was the whole post office thing that precipitated it. I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe so. Maybe so. Like while you're here. Yeah. Interesting. Is there anything from, MAFCO or that kind of stuff that we need to know about, Garrett? No.
No, not not currently.
Excellent. Okay. Well, Noreen has joined us just in time to be thanked for all her service over the many past years. I don't know how many. There are a lot.
A lot.
It's been really great having you on the board, Noreen. You just put so much time and effort and heart into it, and I am really grateful. And I'm going to miss you.
Well, thank you very much. I've enjoyed working with this group. It's been a great team. You're going to love it, Claire. And yeah, thanks for your appreciation. And I enjoyed almost every minute of it.
There were a few minutes that weren't so good.
That's true.
Yes. Thank you, Noreen, so much.
So we haven't gotten around to planning it, but I do think we should have a party
Here, here.
to
Yeah, I think we
thank
should have a party.
Noreen. Maybe
Well-
later on in the summer we can put that together.
Well, I think we should have a party just because we haven't had one for a couple of years. So
Well, I think so
let's go for
too.
it.
I think so too. Do you have a date to suggest?
I'm pretty open in July and the first part of August. So
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. Well,
I think Arlene's away. I think she's
I
the
get
one
back
who's-
on the 10th of July.
Okay.
And I'm good from then till at least the first 10 days of August, and maybe a little more than that, then gone to the Cape for a little bit. But
okay. So we've got about a month window between July 10 and August 10. Garrett, you were talking about doing some traveling in July. Is that going to happen?
It'll be the beginning, toward the beginning.
Okay. Excellent.
All
Okay.
right, good. Well, let's just throw some dates out and, then we
Yeah.
can see who's available on those dates.
Right. Ideally, everybody. And their spouse too. Although that's always hard to achieve. But yeah, let's plan to do that.
okay.
So,
And Wim, if you're wondering who's been walking up enjoying your mountain laurel, it's me. So
Good. Was
I've
that
been
you
up-
parked there today?
yes, yes.
Great. Good.
Yes. It's
You left
absolutely gorgeous.
You left your
Gorgeous.
car lights on.
Oh geez. Well, it wasn't my car. It was a friend of mine who walks with me. So
Got it.
anyway,
this
that's quite what do I say? Quite a job you're doing up there. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's gonna be nice.
It
this is
for sure.
formerly Patsy's house?
Yep. Eventually we'll have a housewarming.
Good.
That'll be great. But you don't mind if we go and walk up there?
No, not at all.
Awesome.
No, I just wish the laurel would stay in bloom all summer.
I know it.
So do I. It is spectacular up there now. If
Yeah,
you don't
it's-
know it, I'm happy to walk back with you. Maybe women's too, but it's gorgeous.
Yeah, it's primo right now.
Mhm. Yeah, it's just, well, it's not really early. It usually peaks at summer solstice, and we're practically there. Incredibly enough. How did this
Yes.
happen?
Right.
All right, well, I guess we're done. We'll work on planning a party. I did not follow up on that place, Wim, where you thought somebody seemed to be camping out at the bottom of Wendell Road.
Yeah, there's been no change. So,
Okay.
I mean, I've never seen a person there. It's just
Uh-huh.
possessions.
Hmm. Well, we can't complain about that, I guess, but I'll try to drive by and see what it looks like.
All right.
What are you calling the end of Wendell Road, Wim?
So it looks like it's sort of right up the hill from you, from your neighborhood.
Oh,
Next
way up
to
there.
next to Martina and
Oh,
that the small house right on the road.
yes.
It's kind of close to there. There were three plots for sale, and
Yes.
it looks like it's one of the three was sold, and now some trees were taken down, but there's a bunch of like Tupperware bins and
Oh, that's Josh, the electrician, Wim, and I think he's just putting stuff there would be my guess. I don't think he's camping up there. He's got a place that he built just below that for his daughters, so I know where you mean. I mean, I can
okay.
check it out. I walk by there a lot.
Great.
Yeah, it looks like stuff stored. I don't know.
That's what I think it is. I think he's just storing stuff.
Got it.
Excellent.
He lives on the Undershore Drive, Cat. His first
Yeah,
name is Josh.
yeah.
He's the electrician.
Yeah, I know where he lives. Josh
Yeah.
Kingsbury.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay,
All
good.
right.
Okay.
Thanks.
Well, thank you all. I'm gonna declare the meeting over.
Okay.
And wait, before we declare the meeting over, let's meet again. I have something else, amazingly enough, on July 1st. Usually Wednesdays are sacred, but this year I've slipped up. So how about we meet again on July 8th? Who's available for that? Arlene is not. Garrett, maybe not.
I think I can do the 8th.
Okay. All right. If you can't, we'll just change it.
I don't think I have anything.
Okay. It sounds like we'll have a quorum in any case. So anything that we have to do, we can do. And if we don't have to do anything, maybe we won't meet. Although that almost never happens.
Very good.
Okay. Thanks, you guys.
Thank
We'll
you.
meet on the 8th. Good night.
Safe
Okay.
travels, Darlene.
Thanks.
Yeah, bon voyage.
Thank you.